All right, welcome bowling fans. We've got another high school match coming to you, this time between the Wildcats of Napoleon and the Tigers of Liberty Center. We're in Napoleon, Ohio, River City Bowlaway. Last high school match of the calendar year. Should be a very good match on the boys' side. All 5 of Liberty Center starters averaging over 200 a game. Napoleon coming off of a loss against Clay here about a week and a half ago. I'm sure they're hungry for a win. Always a good match between Napoleon and Liberty Center. We've got Hunter Ehlers up first on lane number 4 for Napoleon. And he starts out with a strike, drives all 10. Liberty Center now up on lane 3. That one goes a little high, ends up leaving the 3-6-9. Or I'm sorry, the 3-6-10. Andrew Gallagher up now for Napoleon. That one goes Brooklyn, but it carries for the strike. Brennan Babcock goes high on lane 4, leaves the 3-9. The split for Liberty Center down on lane 1, picks up the additional 2 for a total of 9. Open frame for Liberty Center on lane 3, that looks like Wes. The boys are helping me out for the Liberty Center side. They're giving me the first names for the boys. I appreciate that. Slade McCorkle up now, picked up 7, left the 2-5-7. Brennan picks up his spare on lane 4. Landon with a nice ball there for Liberty Center for a strike on lane 3. Tim for Liberty Center goes high, picks up 9, leaves the 4-pin. Riley will pick up 9 on lane 4 for Napoleon, leaving a 10. Slade picks up 2 out of 3 on lane 2 for an open and then 9 count. Hunter now, lane 3. And another strike for Hunter. And Tim for Liberty Center picks up his spare down on lane number 1. Riley picks up his spare on lane 4. Liberty Center with a nice ball for a strike on lane 1. I believe that was Jacob. 9 count on lane 2 for Liberty Center, leaving a 10-pin. That was Joey. Strike for West for Liberty Center, lane 4. Brennan up now for Napoleon. Lane 3. That one goes high, ends up picking up 8, leaving the 3-6. Strike for Andrew Gallagher for Napoleon, down on lane 1. And a missed spare by Liberty Center on lane 2. Couldn't pick up that 10-pin. Landon up now for Liberty Center, picks up 9, leaves a 4-pin. Slade McCorkle up for Napoleon on lane 1. That goes left of the head pin, pickup of 8, leaving the 6-10. Brennan missed his spare attempt for Napoleon on lane number 3, I believe it was. If I can get somebody out there to give me a okay in the chat that you guys can hear me on the mic, I appreciate it. Tim goes high and splits for Liberty Center, leaving the 4-6-7-10. Riley Ehlers up now for Napoleon, and a strike ball from him on lane 3. Slade picked up his spare just a moment ago down in lane number 1. Hunter up now, lane number 4. Nice ball from Hunter, gets a little kick on the 9-pin. It goes down for the strike. Tim picks up 2 out of the 4 for a total of 8 in the second frame. Yep. West with a strike for Liberty Center on lane 3. Nine count for Liberty Center, leaving a 7-pin on lane 2. Brennan missed the head pin, ends up going through the, or leaving the 1, 2, 4, 6, and 10 on lane number 4. Landon with a strike for Liberty Center on lane number 3. Another missed spare by Liberty Center down on lane number 1. Liberty Center picked up their spare on lane number 2. Andrew Gallagher for Napoleon now, lane number 2. And he gets 9, can't get the 10-pin to drop. Hunter Ehlers now, lane 3, and he splits, leaves the 4, 6, 10. Strike for Tim down, or for Tim at Liberty Center down on lane number 1. Missed spare opportunity by Andrew Gallagher on lane number 2. Couldn't convert the 10-pin. Riley up now for Napoleon. A little light in the pocket, ends up picking up 9, leaving a 2-pin. Hunter won't get any additional, ends up with 7 in the 4th frame. Slade McCorkle up now for Napoleon. And he'll get 7, leaving the 3, 6, 10. And I think Liberty Center got 2 out of the 3 for an open in the 3rd frame on lane number 1. Slade now, spare attempt, picks it up on lane 2. West with a double working for Liberty Center, picks up the 3rd strike in a row. Andrew Gallagher for Napoleon now, lane number 1. And he gets 9, leaves a 10-pin. Brennan Babcock picks up 5, leaves the 1, 3, 6, 8, and 10. Liberty Center with another strike on lane number 2. That looked like Joey. Liberty Center, Landon with a strike on lane 4. Brennan now, spare attempt. And he gets it, nicely done. Nice cover for Brennan there. Andrew did convert his 10-pin in the 4th. Slade McCorkle up now in lane 1 for Napoleon. Something wasn't right, he's taking a step back. Hunter in light to the pocket, ends up leaving a 2-pin, pick up of 9 on his first ball. Liberty Center drops all 10 on lane 2. That was Tim with a double. Riley light into the pocket, missed the head pin, leaves the 1, 2, 4, and 10. Slade with a pickup of 8, leaving the 6, 10. Hunter converts his spare in lane 4. Liberty Center with a strike on lane 2. That would be Jacob, I believe. So Liberty Center with all strikes in the 4th frame on lanes 1 and 2. Nice pick up there from Riley, picking up the washout on lane number 3. Slade gets 1 out of the 2 for a 9 and an open in the 4th. Brennan gets 8, leaves the 2-4. I'm sorry, the 1-2. Andrew Gallagher with a strike on lane number 2. All right, leave this, the boys match, and we'll switch over to the girls here for a moment. Liberty Center girls missed the spare attempt on lane 5. Another spare attempt coming up for Liberty Center on lane 7, converts that one. Ariana Kiesling up now, lane number 8. Nice ball from her, drives all 10 back. Liberty Center picked up 7 on lane number 6, leaving the 1-2-4. Keegan Schuster picks up 8, leaves the 3-10 split. Kendall Horner with a strike on lane number 7. Liberty Center with 7 on lane number 8, leaving the 2-4-5. Spare conversion for Liberty Center on lane number 6. And a strike for Alexa on lane number 7 for Napoleon. Keegan picks up 1 out of the 2, so a 9 count and an open frame in the 5th frame for her. Liberty Center misses the head pin on lane 6, leaves the 1-2-4, pickup of 7. A missed spare on lane number 8 for Liberty Center, pickup of 7 for the frame total. Carly Hohenbrink missed the head pin, leaves the 1-2-4 in lane 5 for Napoleon. Liberty Center with a nice pickup of this their spare on lane number 6, picking up the 1-2-4. Ariana Kiesling got 9 on her first ball, spare attempt, and she gets that one started too far right. So a 9 open for her in the 6th frame. Carly picked up the spare on lane number 5. Keegan drifted a little high on that one, ends up splitting, leaving the 4-7-9. Liberty Center, spare attempt, picked it up down on lane 8, picked up the 4 pin. Nine count for Liberty Center on lane 7, left to 7. Kendall Horner, lane 8. Again, won't get to the head pin and ends up picking up 8, leaving the 1-3. Liberty Center with an open frame in the 7th frame for their first bowler. Pickup of 9 total. Keegan picked up her spare on lane number 6, nicely done. Missed spare by Liberty Center on lane 7. Couldn't convert the 7 pin. Liberty Center comes in light on lane 5, pickup of 7. Kendall Horner converts her spare on lane number 8. Carly Hohenbrink drops all 10 for the strike on lane 6. Another strike for Liberty Center bowler on lane number 7. Alexa Miller now for Napoleon. And she'll leave the bucket, the 2-4-5-8. Another open frame on lane 5 for Liberty Center. Total of 7 in the 7th. Liberty Center with a strike on lane number 5. Alexa now, spare attempt. Got it. Spare for, no, a strike for Liberty Center on lane number 6. Ariana Kiesling now, lane number 8. And she gets 9, leaves the 4-pin. 9 also for Keegan, who leaves a 10-pin. Pin tried to come out of the gutter and get it, but couldn't quite make it. Kendall Horner with a split of 5-10 on lane number 7. And a strike for Liberty Center girls on lane number 6. Ariana picks up her spare on lane number 8. Keegan picks up her spare on lane 5. And Kendall with a nice attempt picks up 1 out of 2, an open frame for her in the 8th frame. And the 10-pin goes down for Liberty Center on lane 8. That's a strike for her. Alexa Miller now, lane 7 for Napoleon. And she gets a little extra help for the strike. Pickup of a spare on Liberty Center on lane number 6. And 7 count for Liberty Center on lane 8, leaving 3-6-10. Carly with a nice ball for a strike in lane number 5. Keegan Schuster up now, lane 6. Starts that one out to the right. Won't get back to the head pin, ends up leaving the 1, 2, 4, and 10. Liberty Center converts the spare on lane 8, and Liberty Center with a strike on lane 5. That's a double for her. Ariana Kiesling picked up 2 out of 3 on her ball with an open frame in the 8th frame. Nice ball from Kendall Horner, lane 8 for the strike. Center girls go high, but she gets a little extra help with the 6-pin. It goes down to a strike on lane 5 for Liberty Center. Keegan picks up the washout. Nicely done from Keegan Schuster. Nine count from Liberty Center on lane 5, leaving a 4-pin. Ariana Kiesling coming in light, leaves the 1, 2, 8, and 10. Pickup of 6 on lane 8. Liberty Center picks up 1 out of 2 on lane 7, so a 9 count in the 9th for her. Carly drops all 10 on lane 6. Carly with 3 in a row now. And Liberty Center picks up the spare. Good ball for her on lane 5. Ariana picks up 3 out of the 4 with a good attempt there. So back-to-back opens for Ariana. Liberty Center gets 9 on lane 6, leaves the 7-pin. All right, we're going to switch back for the end of the boys' first game. Hunter Ehlers up. He had 5 on his first ball. Spare attempt. Picks up 2 more. So an open for him in the 9th frame. Liberty Center picks up 8 down on the lane 1, leaving a 6-10. West with a spare on lane 3 in the 9th frame. Christian Horner in for Brennan Babcock. And he's got 2 strikes in a row now. Landon with a strike on lane number 3. Fox Taylor on lane 4. Nice ball from Fox. He's in for Riley. So a strike in the 9th frame for him. Another strike for Liberty Center on lane number 2. That would be Joey. That's to start his 10th frame. Andrew Gallagher with a strike on lane 1 to start his 10th frame. And a strike for Hunter to start his 10th. West from Liberty Center picks up 6 on lane 4, leaving the bucket for 2, 4, 5, and 8. Liberty Center a little light in the pocket there. It leaves the 2, 8, 10. That was Joey. That's the second ball in the 10th. That's a tough spare to convert. Andrew Gallagher picks up 9 in the second ball of the 10th frame. Hunter Ehlers picks up 9 on his second ball of the 10th frame. West for Liberty Center picks up the spare on lane 4. Nice attempt there from Joey. Picks up 2 out of the 3. Andrew picks up his spare. And Andrew Gallagher finishes with a 204. Joey from Liberty Center finished with a 221. Hunter Ehlers finished with a 171. Wes's last ball was a 6, and he finished with a 185. Christian Horner with a strike on lane number 3 for Napoleon. And Slade McCorkle with a strike to start his 10th frame on lane 1. Landon gets 9, can't drop the 10 pin. Messenger rolled in front of it. That's to start his 10th frame. Tim now from Liberty Center gets a strike to start his 10th frame. Christian now, second ball, 10th frame, leaves the stone 8. I guess it's a stone 9, but solid 8. Landon picks up his spare, so he'll get one more ball in the 10th. Christian now, spare attempt, picks it up. Slade picks up 9 more. Slade McCorkle ends up with a 174. Christian and Brendan combined for a 176. Tim now, second ball, 10th frame. And leaves a 7 pin, or I'm sorry, that's a 4 pin. Fox Taylor now, lane number 3. And he gets the strike. That will start his 10th frame. Landon Amstutz for Liberty Center finished with a 183. On the girls' side, I see a 207 for Liberty Center, the first bowler, 187 for their second bowler, 157 for their third. Keegan would have had 138 for Napoleon. Carly Hohenbrink, 198. And another strike for Fox, so 2 in the 10th for him. Liberty Center's fourth bowler, 122, and their fifth bowler, 198. And then Napoleon, 211 for the third bowler, which would have been Kendall. 198 for Alexa, and 146, it looks like, for Ariana. And 9 count for Fox. And he finishes up, combined with Riley, for a 177. Nice pickup there from Jacob for Liberty Center, picking up the spare, getting one more ball. Last ball for Liberty Center in lane 2. And it's a strike, and he finishes up with 188. All right, so I have an unofficial total for Napoleon of 902 on the boys' side, and Liberty Center 988. So Napoleon down by 86 pins. On the girls' side, I've got Napoleon girls with 891 and Liberty Center with 871. So Napoleon leads by 20 pins on the girls' side. All right, we're going to switch over to the girls while I get the scores updated. All right, Carly with a split, leaving the 210 on lane number 5. Liberty Center also with a split on lane 6, leaving the 1-2-10. Liberty Center gets 8 on lane 8, leaving the 6-10. Avery Baden hopped in for Napoleon on lane 7. That one goes left to the head pin, pickup of 8, leaving the 3-9. Liberty Center picks up 2 out of the 3. All right, if I can get somebody in the chat just to let me know you guys can hear me, I appreciate it. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Nine count for Liberty Center on lane 6, leaving a 2-pin. Nine count for Kendall on lane number 8, leaving a 4-pin. Liberty Center picks up 7, leaving the 1-2-8 on lane 7. Missed spare by Liberty Center on lane 6. And Kendall picks up the spare on lane 8. Spare also for Liberty Center on lane number 5. Sophia Coors up now for Napoleon on lane number 6. And she picks up 8, leaving the 6-10. Missed spare by Liberty Center on lane 7, so a total of 7 in the second frame for her. Alexa with a strike on lane number 8 for Napoleon. Sophia now, spare attempt. Nicely picked up. Avery now up for Napoleon on lane number 8. And splits, leaving the 2, 4, 8, and 10. Not an easy conversion. Liberty Center picks up 8 on lane 7, leaving the 2-5. Carly now, lane number 6. Comes in just a little light, but picks up some additional pin carry and leaves just the 5-pin standing. Nice attempt there from Avery, picking up 2 out of the 4. So an 8 count for her. The the second frame. Liberty Center picks up the spare on lane number 7. Liberty Center also with a spare a moment ago on lane number 5. Carly now picks up the spare on lane 6. Liberty Center a little bit light on that one on lane 8. Leaves the 1, 2, and 10. Sophia gets 9, leaves a 6-pin standing. Kendall with a strike there a moment ago on lane number 7 for Napoleon. Liberty Center gets that one started a little bit too far right. Pickup of 9 leaves the 7-pin. That was on lane 6. Liberty Center picks up 2 out of the 3 on lane 8, so a 9 count for her. Sophia converts her spare, and Alexa with a nice ball for a strike on lane 7. Liberty Center picks up the spare. Eight count for Liberty Center over on lane 8, leaving the 4-7. That one goes left to the head pin for Avery on lane 7, pickup of 7, leaving the 3-6-9. Carly with a strike just a moment ago on lane 5. Seven count on lane 6 for Liberty Center. And a nice spare there from Liberty Center on lane number 8. Avery now, her spare attempt, lane 7. And she gets that one started too far right and ends up in the channel. It's a lot of fun for me as an announcer to watch these boys and girls, because most of them started Saturday morning bowling out here at River City. So it's nice to watch them as they grow up and continue to advance and practice. Liberty Center with a nice ball for a strike on lane 7. And Alexa cannot get the 8-pin to drop. I'm sorry, that's a 4-pin. Pickup of 9 for her. Liberty Center goes high on lane 7, but it carries for the strike. 9 count for Liberty Center down on lane 5, leaving a 7-pin. Spare attempt here for Liberty Center. Picks it up on lane 6. Alexa missed her spare attempt on lane 8 for Napoleon. Avery now, lane number 8. And that would look good looking ball, but it ends up leaving the 8-10. Sophia Coors with a strike on lane number 6. Nice ball from her. Kendall Horner now, lane 7. Picks up 8, leaves the 3-5. Avery trying to pick up at least 1 here, and she missed both. Looks like she was trying to slide that 8-pin over into the 10. Carly with 7, missed the head pin, leaves the 1-2-4 on lane 6. 9 count from Liberty Center, leaving a 7-pin on lane 5. Kendall now, spare attempt, lane 7. Got it. Liberty Center leaving a 7-pin on lane 8, pickup of 9. Carly now, spare attempt, lane 6. Got it. Alexa picks up 8, leaving the 2-5. Thank you for the chat. Let me know you guys can hear me. Appreciate it. Liberty Center picking up a spare on lane number 8. Picked up the 7. Liberty Center gets 9, a little high on the head pin, leaves the 6 pin. And Alexa with another missed spare attempt. So back-to-back opens for her. 8 count from Liberty Center. Left the 3-9 on lane 6. Strike from Liberty Center on lane 8. Avery up now, lane 7. Comes in a little bit light, picks up 8, leaves the 2-7. Spare attempt from Liberty Center, picks it up on lane 6. Kendall Horner ends up with 9, leaving a 6 pin on lane 8. Avery now, spare attempt on lane 7. And picks up 1 out of the 2. Sophia Coors picking up 9, leaving a 3 pin on lane 5 for Napoleon. Kendall converts her spare. All right, we'll switch over to the boys' match. Andrew Gallagher with a spare a moment ago there. Liberty Center with a spare attempt. Lane 3 picks it up. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a split. Picked up 1 out of 2. So a total of 9 for Landon in the 4th frame. Liberty Center with 9 on lane 2. That's Joey. Hunter Ehlers now gets 9, leaves a 7 pin for Napoleon. Wes up for Liberty Center on lane 4. That one goes high, ends up leaving the 4-6. Spare attempt from Liberty Center on lane 2, converts. Hunter Ehlers missed the spare attempt on lane 3. Brennan Babcock, lane number 1, picks up 9, leaves a 10 pin. West now, spare attempt from Liberty Center on lane 4, converts. Christian Horner, and a strike for him and Napoleon on lane number 3. That's a double now for him. Brennan ends up picking up, looks like he missed a spare. So a 9 count for him in the 5th frame. Tim from Liberty Center with a strike. That's now a double for him on lane 2. Riley Ehlers up now, lane 3. And he drops all 10. Strike for Riley. Strike for Liberty Center on lane number 1. That was Joey. Nine count from Liberty Center, leaving the 8 pin on lane 2. That was Jacob. Landon, faced with a 2-8-10, picks up 2 out of the 3, so a 9 count for him in the 5th frame. Hunter up now for Napoleon, lane number 4. Leaves the stone 9. Tim with a strike down on lane 1. That's now 3 in a row for him. West with a strike. Nice ball from him on lane 3 to Liberty Center. Strike for Jacob on lane number 1. Andrew Gallagher up now. He goes high and ends up splitting, leaving the, looks like the 6-7. Liberty Center up, lane 3, and a strike for Landon. Christian Horner now, lane 4 for Napoleon. And he leaves the 10 pin, pickup of 9. Andrew won't convert or won't get any more, so an 8 count for him in the 6th frame. And Christian missed it, looks like his footwork slid. Missed the spare attempt on lane number 4. Strike for Brennan for Napoleon over on lane number 2. Hunter now, lane 3. That goes left of the head pin. Ends up leaving the 3-6-10, pickup of 7. Andrew leaving the washout, the 1, 2, 4, and 10 over on lane number 1. Riley now, lane 4. And he ends up, good looking ball, but again, it leaves the 8-10. Second time tonight I've seen that. Andrew now with his spare attempt. Picks up 2 out of the 4. Hunter picks up 1 out of the 3-6-10. He picks up the 6 pin. Not sure how that's even possible, but Riley now, spare attempt. Picks up the 8 pin, so a 9 open for him in the 6th frame. Christian now, left of the head pin. Pickup of 9, leaves the 5 pin. Brennan Babcock with another strike down on lane number 1. He doubles up now. Liberty Center with a little extra pinfall. Picks up 9, leaves the 4 pin standing. Christian now, spare attempt. Got it. West now, spare attempt, and misses. So open for Liberty Center. Tim gets 9, leaves the 7 pin for Liberty Center down on lane number 2. Riley with a nice ball, all 10 back into the pit. Strike for him. And another 8-10, this time for Liberty Center down on lane number 1. Strike for Landon in Liberty Center on lane number 4. Tim picks up his spare for Liberty Center on lane number 2. All right, we're going to switch over to the girls and see if we can catch the end, and then we'll switch back to the boys. So Carly with 9 count leaves the 7 pin on lane number 6. This is her 8th frame. Kendall Horner with a spare attempt on lane number 7. Picks it up. That's in the 9th frame, spare for her. Liberty Center girls go high on lane 8, leave the 3-6-10. Carly picks up her spare in the 8th frame. strike for Liberty Center over on lane 5. And Alexa comes in light, leaves the washout, 1, 2, 4, and 10. And an 8 count for Liberty Center on lane 6, leaving the 6-9. Sophia Coors up, lane 5 for Napoleon. And she drops all 10 for a strike. And Alexa picks up 3 out of the 4 on lane 7. So a 9 open for her. That's in the 9th frame. Liberty Center, spare attempt. Gets that one started too far right, ends up in the gutter. Avery now, lane 7 for Napoleon. That one a little light in the pocket, leaves the bucket, the 2, 4, 5, 8. Farley with a strike down lane number 5 in the 9th frame. Kendall gets 9. Oh, it goes down. Strike for Kendall to start the 10th frame. Avery now, spare attempt, lane 7. Got it. So spare for her to end the 9th frame. Kendall picks up 7 more on her second ball, 10th frame. Liberty Center gets 9 on lane 7, leaves a 10 pin. Liberty Center with 7 on lane 6, leaving the 1, 2, 7. Kendall picks up her spare, and she finishes with a game of 204. All right, Alexa up now. And she gets 4. Sophia up on lane 6. And she gets 9. All right, we're going to switch back to the boys just for a minute. Brennan picked up a spare. That's in the 9th frame. Wes up now, starting the 10th frame, and he does so with a strike for Liberty Center. Hunter up now, 10th frame for Napoleon. And a strike for Hunter. Hunter with strikes in the 8th and 9th frame. So that's his 3rd in a row. Sophia Coors ends up with a 161. Liberty Center girls, first bowler ends up with a 135. Their Liberty Center 4th girl bowler ends up with a 130. Kendall Horner with 204. Alexa Miller with a 140. Hunter with another strike in the 10th. West with a 7 for Liberty Center, leaving the 1, 2, and 8. Jacob for Liberty Center picks up his spare on lane number 2. That's to close out the 9th frame. Joey picks up his spare in the 10th. He'll get 1 more. Hunter now, last ball, 10th frame. That one a little light, pickup of 8. And Hunter Ehlers with a 186 game. Andrew Gallagher with a strike. That's to start his 10th frame. He's got strikes in the 8th and 9th. Last ball for Liberty Center's first bowler, Joey. Pickup of 6 in a 190 game. Liberty Center's Landon starts out the 10th frame with a strike. Christian comes in a little light, leaves the pickup of 6, leaves the 2, 4, 5, and 8. Andrew picked up 9 on his second ball in the 10th, leaving a 10 pin. Landon with another strike in the 10th for Liberty Center. Avery Badenhop finished with a 101. Liberty Center's 5th girl finished with a 174. And then for the other 2 Liberty Center girls, I see Liberty Center 149 for LC2 and 144. And Carly Hohenbrink finished with a 206 for Napoleon. And Landon finishes with 3 strikes in the 10th for Liberty Center in a 193 game. West finished with a 148 game. Nice ball from Christian, topples all 10. And he ends up with a 190. Andrew Gallagher picked up the 10 pin and finished with a game of 200. Tim started the 10th frame with a strike for Liberty Center. That's a 9 count, left the 10 pin. Riley comes in light, leaves the 1, 2, 8, and 10. Another tough spare. Brennan Babcock opens in the 10th and finishes with a 136. And Tim picks up his spare and finishes with 190. And Riley ends up picking up 3 out of the 4, opens in the 10th and finishes with a 140. Jacob for Liberty Center starts out the 10th frame with a strike. And another strike for Liberty Center. So I've got the girls' totals. I have Napoleon with an 812 in game number 2 with a total of 1703. And Liberty Center girls had a 732. That gave them a total of 1603. So Napoleon leads that match by 100 pins unofficially. So Liberty Center girls start out the match, first Baker game with a strike. Kendall for Napoleon gets 8, leaves the 3-5. So we'll probably just leave it on this camera here because I think you can see both the boys and the girls. Jacob for Liberty Center finished with another strike and a game of 219. So 852 for Napoleon in game number 2 for a total of 1754 overall. And Liberty Center with 940 for a total of 1928. So unofficially, I've got Napoleon down by 174 pins going into the Baker match. Remember, it's the best of 2 individual games as well as 3 Baker games, and total pinfall will win the match. Alexa Miller up now for the girls, and she gets 9, leaves a 7 pin. Liberty Center girls go left of the head pin, get 5, leave the 1, 3, 6, 8, and 10. Alexa picks up her spare. And Liberty Center picks up 3 more. So that's an 8 count and an open frame in the third. Avery Badenhop up, pick up with 8. Leaves the 3-6. Liberty Center girls with an 8 count, leaving the 4-7. Just update the scores there real quick. So Liberty Center girls with 6 leave the 1, 2, 7, and 10, is it? Sophia Coors gets 9, leaves the 5 pin. Hunter starts things out for the Napoleon boys, gets an 8 spare. Liberty Center boys pick up the split. Nicely done there. Christian Horner on lane 2 for Napoleon. Pick up of 9, leaves the 6 pin. Sophia picks up her spare on lane number 6 for Napoleon girls. Eight count for Liberty Center girls on lane 5. Strike for Tim with Liberty Center on lane 1. Christian now, spare attempt. And missed outside. It's an open frame for Napoleon boys. Carly splits, ends up leaving the 2, 4, and 10 on lane 6. Liberty Center girls open on lane 5, pick up of 1 for a total of 9 in the 6th frame, is it? Brennan Babcock picks up 9, leaves the 8 pin. Liberty Center with another strike. That's 3 in a row now for them. Strikes in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th frames. Carly, that's a nice pickup there on lane number 6. And a strike for the Liberty Center girls on frame number 7 of this first Baker game. Brennan picks up his spare in the 3rd frame for Napoleon. And Liberty Center gets 7, leaving the 3, 6, 10. Riley Ayler's up now. Kendall Horner up for the girls. Strike for Riley. Kendall gets 7, leaving the 3, 5, and 6. Liberty Center also getting 7, but leave the 3, 6, and 9. Andrew Gallagher up. 5th frame for Napoleon. And a strike for Andrew. So back-to-back strikes for Napoleon. Liberty Center missed the head pin on lane 1. pickup of 6, leaving the 1, 2, 4, and 8. And a split for the Liberty Center girls, leading the 3, 7. Hunter Ehlers now. Left of the head pin, pickup of 9, leads the 10 pin. Alexa for the girls, pickup of 8. Missed the head pin, leads the 1, 2. Spare attempt from Liberty Center boys. Picks it up. Liberty Center girls won't convert. They'll end up with 8 in the 9th frame. Yeah, the 9th frame. Alexis, spare attempt, and she'll miss. So an open for Napoleon. Liberty Center girls get an 8, leaving the 3, 6. Tim from Liberty Center with a strike in the 7th frame. Christian matches the strike for Napoleon's 7th frame. Avery Badenhop, pickup of 7, leaving the 2, 4, 5 on lane number 6. Nine count for Liberty Center boys, leaving a 6 pin. Brennan Babcock with a strike. That's a double up for that, or for the Napoleon boys. Avery converts her spare for the girls over on lane 6. So Liberty Center girls finished up with a 126 for their first Baker game. Sophia Coors up now, and Riley Ehlers for the girls and the boys respectively. Riley starts out with a strike in the 9th frame. Sophia pickup of 7 in the 9th frame, leaving the 1, 3, and 9. Strike for Liberty Center boys in the 9th frame. Andrew Gallagher up now to start the 10th frame for Napoleon. And that's a strike for Andrew. Sophia now, her spare attempt. And a strike in the 10th for Liberty Center boys. And a nice conversion there by Sophia. So a spare in the 9th for Napoleon. Andrew now, second ball, 10th frame. And he drives all 10 back. Another strike for Andrew. Landon up for the Liberty Center boys. And a strike for him on his second ball in the 10th. Nine count for the Napoleon girls. Looks like Carly's the anchor bowler. Left the 10 pin. Andrew now, last ball, 10th frame for him. And he'll pick up 6. Carly misses her spare attempt, and the girls end up with 151. The Napoleon boys finish with a 233 Baker game. Liberty Center, last ball, 10th frame. Another strike. And 233 for the Liberty Center boys. So Napoleon won't gain any ground. So I'm showing Napoleon down 174 pins on the boys' side going into the second Baker game. And Napoleon girls up by 125 pins going into the second Baker game. right, Hunter Ehlers started off with a 7 count, leaving the 3-6-10, and he picks up 2, so an open frame for Napoleon to start the first Baker game, or second Baker game. The Liberty Center picked up 9 on their first ball. 9 count for Napoleon girls. That was Kendall on her first ball, leaving a 7 pin. And Liberty Center also boys open in the first frame. Christian Horner leaves the 3-9, pickup of 8 in frame number 2. Kendall picks up the spare. Liberty Center girls went open in 6. 6 open in the first frame. They pick up 5 to start the second frame, leaving the 1-2-7-8-9. Christian with a spare attempt or a spare conversion there for Napoleon. Liberty Center with 9, leaving a 10 pin. Macy Eicher for Napoleon gets 9, leaves a 10 pin. Liberty Center girls with 7 count in the third frame, leaving the 2-4-5. Macy missed her spare attempt. Liberty Center missed their 10 pin. Open frame in the third. Brendan Babcock got 6 on his first ball, spare attempt. And he chopped, picking up 2 more for a total of 8. Liberty Center girls convert the spare. 7 for Liberty Center boys, leaving the 3-6-10. Keegan Schuster with a strike for the Napoleon girls just a moment ago. Riley with a 9 count, leaving a 7 pin on lane number 1. Nice pickup from Liberty Center boys, picked up to 3-6-10. Ariana Kiesling with 8, leaving the 4-7 on lane number 5. Liberty Center boys, 5th frame now, working on a spare. And pickup of 9 leaves a 10 pin. Riley picks up his spare. Ariana picks up her spare in the 4th frame. Liberty Center girls open. Oh, I thought it was open. It counted as a spare. We'll see if they correct that, or if my eyesight's just bad. Carly now, lane 5. And she wiggled the 7 pin, but it won't go down. Liberty Center girls with a 6 count, leaving the bucket, the 2-4-5-8. And a strike for Liberty Center boys in the 6th frame. Hunter up now. So Andrew Gallagher must have had a strike in the 5th frame. Hunter goes high, ends up leaving the 3-6. And 3 out of 4 for Liberty Center girls on lane 6, so a 9 open in the 5th frame. Liberty Center girls picking up 7, leaving the 1-2-4. Hunter picks up 1 out of 2, so an open frame for Napoleon in the 6th frame. Liberty Center up now, converts their spare in the 7th. And a strike for Christian Napoleon. Liberty Center girls pick up their spare on lane number 6. Kendall got 9 on her first ball. Spare attempt, picks it up. Liberty Center boys got 9, left a 5-pin. Red and Babcock for Napoleon pick up 9, left a 10-pin. And Liberty Center boys pick up their spare. And a strike for Macy for Napoleon girls. And Brennan picks up his spare on lane 1 for Napoleon. Liberty Center girls got 1 additional, so a total of 8 in the 7th frame. Liberty Center boys leave a washout, 1, 2, 4, 10 on lane 2. Riley up now, 9th frame, Baker game number 2. And he gets 9, leaves the 5-pin. And a nice pickup from Liberty Center, picking up the washout. So a spare for them in the 9th frame. Liberty Center girls got 9 on their first ball, spare attempt on the way. Converts. And Riley converts his spare. Ariana with 9, leaving a 5-pin. And Liberty Center looking at a 4, 6, 7, 10 split to start the 10th frame. Well, I clearly see 2 pins down there on lane 6, but the scorer says it's 9. So I think they'll have to fix that. And Liberty Center picks up 2, so they'll end up with 155 in game number 2. Yeah, scoring correction for the Liberty Center girls. And another strike for Andrew, 2 strikes in the 10th. But the most we can gain on them in this game is 15 pins. Napoleon's max game is 170. Carly starts out the 10th frame with a strike for the Napoleon girls. Liberty Center girls in the 8th frame got 8 to start, and they'll pick up 1 more for a total of 9 and open in the 9th. Andrew with a 9 on his final ball in the 10th, and a 169 game. So they'll pick up 14 pins. So Napoleon now down 160 pins, only 1 Baker game to go. Liberty Center girls pick up 9 in the 10th frame. Start the 10th frame, I should say. Carly, second ball, 10th frames, pick up 9, leaves the 4-pin. And Liberty Center picks up their spare. They'll get 1 more in the 10th. Carly picks up her spare. So Napoleon finishes with a 195. Liberty Center girls, last ball. Picks up all 10 and finishes with a 129. Christian starts out Baker game number 3 for Napoleon with a strike. Liberty Center with 9. Leaving a 6-pin. Fox Taylor with a strike, so back-to-back strikes for the Wildcats. Liberty Center boys pick up their spare. So I now have Napoleon girls up by 191 pins over Liberty Center after 2 Baker games. And Kendall will start the Lady Cats out with a strike. Liberty Center boys with a 8, leaving a 1-2. Slade McCorkle up in the number 4 slot. And he'll go left of the head pin. Pickup of 7, leaving a 1-3-6. Liberty Center picks up their spare on the boys' side. Liberty Center girls start out with an 8 count, but a split, leaving the 2-10. 9 count for the Napoleon girl bowler. Not quite sure who it was. Let's see if I can catch it here. Looks like maybe Macy Eicher is reaching for a ball. And Slade will pick up the spare in the 4th frame for Napoleon boys. Macy now, spare attempt, and she'll miss. So an open 9 open in the 2nd frame. Andrew Gallagher now, and he gets a little help, trips the 7 pin, leaving just the 6-10. So a pickup of 8. Liberty Center makes their spare in the 3rd frame. And Keegan Schuster with a strike for the Lady Cats. Andrew Gallagher, spare attempt, got it. Liberty Center girls, spare attempt, picks up 3 out of the 4, so a 9 count, the 2nd frame. 9 count for Liberty Center boys in the 4th frame, leaving a 4 pin. Ariana Kiesling with a 6 count, leaving the 1, 2, 4, and 8. And Christian topples all 10, leaving with a strike in the 6th frame. Liberty Center now, spare attempt. And miss from Liberty Center. Ariana Kiesling picks up the spare in the 4th frame for the Lady Cats. Spare attempt from Liberty Center girls. That's off to the left, so we'll end up with another open, an 8 open in the 3rd frame. Liberty Center with a 4 pin left on lane number 1 after their first ball. Fox Taylor with getting 8, leaving the 2-8, his spare upcoming. Carly Hohenbrink with a strike. And Fox Taylor picks up the spare. Liberty Center boys pick up their spare in the 5th frame. Jacob up now for Napoleon. And he gets all 10 to go down. And Kendall with a strike for the Lady Cats over on lane number 6. Eight count and a split for Liberty Center boys on lane 1. Slade McCorkle up, lane 2. And he gets 9, leaving a 6 pin. 8 count for Lady Cats, leaving the 4-7, that for Sophia Kors. Nice spare pickup there for Liberty Center on lane number 1, picking up the split. Split for the Liberty Center girls on lane 5, leaving the 2, 4, 8, and 10. Slade McCorkle picks up his spare in the 9th frame for the boys. Liberty Center boys ends up missing the head pin, picking up 6, leaving the 1, 2, 4, and 7. Liberty Center girls, spare attempt, picks up 2 out of the 4 for a total of 8. Sophia Kors picked up 1 out of 2 for a 9 count in the 7th frame for the Lady Cats. Strike for Andrew Gallagher to start the 10th frame for the boys. And Liberty Center picks up their spare. Liberty Center girls pick up 7, leaving the 1, 2, 4. Andrew Gallagher now, lane 2. And leaves the 10 pin standing. That's a pickup of 9 on his second ball. 9 count for Liberty Center in the 8th frame, leaving a 5 pin. Ariana Kiesling got 9 on her first ball. Picks up the spare. I'm sorry, that's Keegan. Got 9 on her first ball. Picks up the spare. And Liberty Center picks up 2 out of the 3 on the girls' side in frame number 6. Andrew Gallagher missed his last 10 or the 10 pin, and a score of 214 in the 3rd Baker game. Liberty Center now, 8th frame. And that splits, leaving the 4, 7, and 9. Ariana Kiesling picks up a nice spare there in the 9th frame. Liberty Center girls will miss their spare in the 7th frame. So a 9 open in the 7th. Liberty Center boys now, spare attempt. And picks up 1 out of the 3. So an open in the 9th frame for Liberty Center. Harley with a strike to start the 10th frame. And a strike for Liberty Center girls in lane number 5 in the 8th frame. A strike for Liberty Center boys to start the 10th. Liberty Center girls pick up of 9, leaves a 3 pin on lane 5. Carly now, second ball, 10th frame. And a strike for Carly. So 2 in the 10th. Liberty Center boys with 8, leaving the 2, 5 on their second ball in the 10th. So Napoleon will pick up some pins in this 3rd Baker game, but it won't be enough to defeat Liberty Center. So Liberty Center will be your winner of the boys match. And Napoleon will be your winner of the girls match. We'll have the unofficial scores here shortly. So Liberty Center boys, 162 is the unofficial end. So I have totals of 2370 for Napoleon boys and 2478 for Liberty Center, a difference of 108 pins. And Carly with 8 on her final ball in the 10th. And Napoleon will end up with a 190 game in their 3rd Baker game. So Napoleon boys averaged just over 182 today. Liberty Center with a girls with a strike in the 10th frame, drops another 10 for another strike in the 10th. So 2 strikes in the 10th for them. All right, Liberty Center, last ball for the girls. And another strike, so 3 strikes in the 10th to finish off the Liberty Center's third Baker game. They'll finish with a 128. So I have totals of 2239 for Napoleon and 1986 for Liberty Center, a difference of 253 pins. The Napoleon girls averaged 172 today. All right, we'll see if we can get the official tally sheets here. So as I said, this is the last match of the calendar year. I'm not sure when Liberty Center bowls next, but I know Napoleon's next match will be home on the 8th of January against Findlay, I believe. All right, it looks like the score sheets might be coming this way. All right, we'll do the girls first. So 891 and 812 for the Napoleon girls. That's the individual games. 1703. Baker games of 151, 195, and 190 for a total of 2239. Liberty Center 871, 732. Baker games of 126, 129, 128 for a total of 1986. So the girls are right.
Napoleon bowlers and parents in the lounge.
On the boys' side, 902 and 852 for the boys. Baker games of 233, 169, and 214, 2370, and 988 and 940. With Baker games of 233, 155, and 162 for Liberty Center, and a 2482. That doesn't add up. Either way, the Liberty Center boys beat Napoleon boys, and Napoleon girls beat the Liberty Center girls. So I want to thank everybody for joining the live stream, or anybody that watches this match afterwards. As I said, the next match is January 8th for Napoleon against Findlay here at River City. Start time of 4 p.m. And as always, everybody have a happy new year, and go Wildcats.